There's something unusual about Kris Jenner reducing Corey Gamble's allowance to $10,000 a month. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Kris Jenner, the famous mother of the Kardashian family, is currently making headlines, but not because of any grand event or exciting news. This time, it's about something a little more personal and puzzling. There are rumors going around that she has decided to reduce the money she gives to her longtime boyfriend, Corey Gamble. Some people find this hard to believe, especially because Corey has a successful career of his own and shouldn't need to be given an allowance at all. But still, sources are saying that Kris has now limited the money she gives him each month to $10,000. Kris met Corey in 2014 at a party, during a time when she was going through a breakup with Caitlyn Jenner. Corey works in the music industry as a talent manager, and he has been quite successful in that field. Before he and Kris got together, he already had his own career and his own income. Despite that, ever since they started dating, Corey has become a regular part of Kris's world, traveling with her to many countries and attending all kinds of high-profile events. He's also been seen off and on their family's reality shows. Even though he has his own job, there have been talks that Kris gives him money regularly, and now it's being said that she has cut that amount down. According to someone who spoke with Life and Style magazine, Corey has been quite unhappy since Kris made the decision to reduce her spending. The source explained that Kris has been closely watching her finances and has had to make some serious changes. Even though she still enjoys the good things in life, like fancy wine, she decided to cut back in other areas, and one of those areas seems to be how much money she gives to Corey. The strange thing about this whole situation is that Corey isn't just sitting around doing nothing. He has a career and has worked with well-known names in the music world. In fact, he's worked for SB Projects, a company owned by Scooter Braun, who is known for managing stars like Justin Bieber. Scooter is also the same person who had that public argument with Taylor Swift about the rights to her music. Corey was already working with big names and earning a good income even before he started appearing on television with Kris. Now, some people are saying that Corey has been receiving money from Kris for the past 10 years. However, this doesn't really line up with what's publicly known about him. Since he's worked for SB Projects and is a professional in the entertainment industry, it doesn't seem likely that he would need to rely on Kris for money. He even started showing up on the family's TV shows, and just like anyone else on a show, he would be paid for his appearances. It's not like he was being completely supported by Kris in a way where she had to give him money regularly like an allowance. Still, the rumor that his so-called allowance has now been cut down to $10,000 a month has caused people to start asking questions. That amount may still sound like a lot of money to most people, but if the reports are true, then it's a big drop from what he might have been getting before. It's also made some fans and followers wonder what exactly is going on behind closed doors. Is Kris really struggling financially, or is she just being more careful with how she spends her money? Another possible reason behind Kris tightening her budget could have to do with the current situation in the entertainment world. While Kris remains wealthy, with a net worth that comes from many years of working in television, fans of her shows are starting to lose interest. Even though the new series with Hulu has already been given the green light for a 6th season, there's talk that audiences are no longer as excited about it as they once were. Some viewers have complained that the show doesn't have enough drama anymore, and that might be making things more difficult for Kris and the rest of the family when it comes to keeping their popularity high. One source explained that Kris still wants the show to continue for as long as possible. It's been a huge part of her life and has helped build the family's brand. But times are changing, and streaming platforms don't always guarantee the same income as traditional TV did in the past. With changes in the way people watch shows and the money that comes from them, even someone as smart as Kris might be feeling the pressure to plan ahead and be more careful with her spending. Looking back at Kris's past success, it's clear she's made a lot of money from her reality TV work. Reports say that she earned around $25 million for just the first 2 seasons of the new Hulu series, and each season of their old show brought in between $5 and $7 million. So, She's definitely made a lot, but no matter how much money someone has, they can still feel worried about the future, especially if they think their main source of income could slow down or stop altogether. Some people might wonder why Corey is even being talked about in this way. He has always seemed like someone who can take care of himself and doesn't need to depend on anyone else's money. He's known for being calm and private, and he doesn't speak much about his relationship with Kris. That's why these rumors about him being upset over a cut in allowance are surprising to some fans. It doesn't fit the image people have of him as a hardworking and successful man. There's also something important to remember about reality shows. Just because someone is seen on camera, it doesn't mean everything happening in their life is exactly the way it looks on TV. Some things are edited, changed, or not shown at all. The same goes for news stories. What people hear may not always match the full truth. So, while some sources are saying Corey is unhappy because of money, there could be other things happening behind the scenes that no one knows about. Even though Kris is known for her smart business mind and careful planning, she might be taking extra steps now to prepare for whatever comes next. The world of entertainment is always changing. New stars come in, old ones fade away, and fans move on quickly. Kris may be thinking about how to protect her money and future, not just for herself, but for her whole family. That could be the reason she's cutting down on some expenses, even if it means making changes in her personal life. Of course, fans and gossip magazines love stories that involve money, relationships, and famous people. It's no surprise that this story about Kris and Corey is getting a lot of attention. Whether it's true or not, it touches on things that people find interesting: love, money, fame, and how people balance all of it. It also shows that even people who seem to have everything still deal with everyday problems like budgeting and making tough choices. Right now, there's no official statement from Kris or Corey about these rumors, and they probably won't say anything unless they really have to. They are both very private when it comes to certain parts of their lives. Until they speak out or something more obvious happens, people can only guess what the truth really is. In the meantime, Corey is still working and keeping busy. He hasn't made any public complaints, and there's no sign that their relationship is falling apart. They've been together for a long time and seem to enjoy each other's company. They travel together, appear at events, and continue to support each other. A cut in allowance, if it's even true, may not be a big deal in the long run. Some people believe that these types of stories come up just to create a buzz, especially when there's a new season of the show about to start. It helps keep the spotlight on the family and reminds fans to tune in. If that's the case, then maybe this story is more about promotion than a real problem between Kris and Corey. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.